If we had a king who could change the game, not with power, not with gold, but with truth, with strength, with soul. For 20 in the air, let the smoke rise slow. If we had a king, we'd all know. From the streets, no throne to sit on, just the hearts he meet. A king for the people, a king of the night. He'd walk with the lost, bring them to the light. He wouldn't need gold, wouldn't need fame. He'd heal the wounds, take away the pain. A king of the broken, the lost, and the weak. If we had a king, he'd hear what we speak. He'd fight for the voiceless, stand in the fight, bring the people together, bring them to the light. If we had a king, he'd lead with love. He'd rule not with fear, but with peace from above. But kings like that don't come around too often. If we had a king, he would set us free, give us the truth and let us breathe. 420 in the air, feel the peace that we need. If we had a king, he'd plant the seed. No throne, no crown, just the hearts he'd heal. A king who make the pain disappear for real. If we had a king, he would stand tall. He'd bring the people peace, he'd answer the call. If we had a king, he'd bring us together in the wars, make the stormy weather better. He'd walk with the poor, break the chains that bind. A king who gives with an open mind. He wouldn't build walls, he'd tear them down. He'd walk through the streets with no fear of the crown. A king who listens, who sees every tear. If we had a king, he'd stand without fear. No lies in his voice, no greed in his soul. Just peace in his heart and a love to behold. He'd fight for the hopeless, the ones in the dark. If we had a king, he'd ignite the spark. No power, no crown, just the strength in his heart. That's the kind of king we need to restart. If we had a king, he'd walk through the pain and the hate and break every chain. He wouldn't just talk, he'd stand in the fight. If we had a king, he'd bring the light. He'd give the people a voice to be heard. No more silence, no more unheard word. He'd lead with wisdom, he'd lead with truth. A king who protect the old and the youth. If we had a king, he would rise from the dirt. He'd feel every scar, he'd feel every hurt. He wouldn't sit high on a throne made of gold. He'd walk through the trenches where the broken souls go. No crown, no jewels, just the strength of his hand. If we had a king, he'd make us stand. He'd break the chains, tear down the lies. A king who would bring us to the skies. No fear, no hate, no power to gain. Just peace in his heart and the end of the pain. If we had a king, he'd never back down. He'd be the savior of this broken town. If we had a king, he would set us free, give us the truth and let us breathe. For honey in the air, feel the peace that we need. If we had a king, he'd plant the seed. No throne, no crown, just the hearts he'd heal. A king who make the pain disappear for real. If we had a king, he would stand tall. He'd bring the people peace, he'd answer the call. If we had a king, he wouldn't rule by force. He'd throw away with love, he'd change the course. 420 in the air, peace in the soul. If we had a king, we'd be whole. No throne, no crown, just the power to heal. A king who make the world finally real. If we had a king, he'd lead with love. That's the deal.
Yeah, you know what it is. We rolling through the haze, breaking all chains. No kings, no crowns. We rise, we shine. This is how we live. This is how we vibe. 420 style. Let's get it. Yeah. We don't bow to no throne, we riding with the smoke. Ain't no king in this game, it's the vibe that we provoke. Riding through the night, watch the world fade away. No chains on my wrist, I'm just living my way. From the crack of dawn to the midnight sky, we rise above it all, no need to question why. We the kings of our lives, no thrones to claim. In the clouds we float, no limits, no shame. Purple haze in the air, feel it deep in my soul. Ain't no crown, no power, just let the good vibes roll. Puffing on that dream, we got no time to waste. No kings, no crowns, we moving at a pace. They tell us what to do, but we ain't listening. We're climbing to the top with no fear, no limits in. Prison that freedom, we breathe in the night. No ruler to follow, just a smoke in our sight. Cigarette in my hand, ash falling slow. The world's moving fast, but we take it real slow. Roll it up, light it, let the fire ignite. We kings in the clouds, we don't need a fight. No kings, just smoke, drifting on the wind. Chilling in the haze where the story begins. We'll live ready for just a lie. We're kings of the clouds, no limits, we fly. Doing our own thing, no rules to break. Smoking and vibing, feeling every take. In the fast lane, we switching gears. Chasing our dreams, no doubt, no fears. Looking at the stars, we're above the crowd. No crown on my head, but I'm feeling so proud. Ain't no puppet strings, ain't no chains holding me. I live for the moment when my soul feels free. No more lies to tell, no more games to play. I'm high on life every single day. Riding low, let the bass shake the streets. No thrones, no titles, we ain't playing for keeps. We're the rulers of the moment, the smoke in the air. No king, just freedom, living without a care. They can chase power, but we chase peace. No kings in this kingdom, just a release. Light it up, let the fire burn bright. We don't need no throne, just a spark in it. Now we got no rulers, no masters above. Just the power of the people and the power of love. With every puff, we claim our right. No chains, no cages, just freedom in sight. Every second counts, every breath's a chance to live life real, to dance that dance. No more control, no more pain, just the sound of the beat and the sewer refrain. We're taking it back to the days of the wild, where we live for the moment, free like a child, no need for a crown. We're the kings of the vibe, in the smoke and the haze, we just let it all slide. The world's moving fast, but we take our time. In the clouds and the haze, where the stars align. Life's a ride and we cruising slow. No rulers in our way, just a place to grow. We take the high road, no fear of the fall. We rise above it all, standing tall. With every hit we find a little more peace. No chains, no kings, just a sweet release. Feeling the rhythm, letting the flow take control. We high on life, not chasing the goal. Just vibing in the moment with no need for a crown. We kings of our own, we ain't never backing down. No kings, just smoke, drifting on the wind. Chilling in the haze where the story begins. Bullets, light it, feel the world slow down. 420 vibes, no need for a crown. No kings, just us, riding through the night with the smoke in the air. We gon' take flight, no rules to follow, no titles to chase. Just us in the moment, no need to erase. For the rulers of the night, the kings of the haze. Living free, no chains to phase. In the clouds we soar, feeling light as air. No thrones to claim, but we don't even care. With every puff we make the world our own. No need for a kingdom already grown. In the haze and the smoke we find our truth. We're kings of the moment and we got the proof. So roll it, light it, let the smoke take control. We moving like shadows, but we rocking our soul. No kings, no rules, we just let the smoke rise. 420 freedom, we got no disguise. Yeah, we kings of the vibe, we kings of the smoke. No thrones, no chains, just the fire we vote. Yeah, in the haze, in the clouds, we rise above. No kings, just us, living for the love.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a long road, feeling so cold. A king with no throne, but this crown's too heavy. 420, let it burn slow, let it all go. No kings, just broken dreams. I used to dream of a crown, thought I'd rise to the top, but now I'm stuck in this haze, and I just can't stop. No kings in my life, just a world so cold. Chasing after freedom, but the truth gets old. I light it up, feel the pain fade away, but the demons in my head keep calling every day. No throne to sit on, no crown to wear, just this empty feeling like I'm gasping for air. The smoke rises, but it don't lift the weight. Thought I'd be a king, but I'm just lost in fate. No power, no glory, just shadows in the night. Chasing something better, but I'm still out of sight. No kings, no crowns, just the pain in my chest. I'm living in a dream, but it's all just a test. Roll it, light it, but it don't make it right. 420 vibes, but I can't find the light. No kings, just smoke in the tears I've cried. A crown in my heart, but it's all been denied. Chasing after freedom, but I'm falling slow. No kings, just broken dreams, that's all I know. I thought I'd be free, thought I'd break the chains, but the weight of the world's pulling me in like rain. No throne, no crown, just the lies I've been told. A king with no kingdom, just a heart turning cold. Every puff that I take, I feel a little less whole. The smoke in the air is the only thing I control. I used to have hope, I used to have faith. Now I'm just wandering through this endless chase. They said I could rule, they said I could reign, but they never warned me about the endless pain. Now I'm just drowning, no way to escape. A king with no kingdom, a lost in my fate. They say I'm a king, but where's my crown? I'm drowning in the smoke, I'm feeling let down. The world's moving fast, but I'm stuck in the past. Smoke trial with no glory, just dreams that don't last. The throne is empty, the crown is gone. Just me in the smoke, trying to hold on. But the harder I try, the more I fall. No kings, no kingdom, just emptiness calling it all. I remember
remember the days when I felt alive, but now it's just numbness, no drive to survive, no kingdom to fight for, no crown to claim, just a heart full of sorrow and nobody to blame. I light up the smoke, but it don't ease the pain. Every puff that I take just feels like a chain. No throne to sit on, no crown to wear, just an empty room and I'm still trapped there. I thought I could change, thought I could be free, but now I'm just wandering, lost in the sea. No kings, no glory, just the dust in the wind. A crown once promised, but I'll never win. No kings, no crowns, just the pain in my chest. I'm living in a dream, but it's all just a test. Rolling lighting, but it don't make it right. 420 vibes, but I can't find a light. No kings, just smoke in the tears I've cried. A crown in my heart, but it's all been denied. Chasing after freedom, but I'm falling slow. No kings, just broken dreams, that's all I know. The smoke in the air, it's all I can see. A king with no kingdom, just searching to be free. I wanted the world, I wanted the throne, but now I'm just lost, feeling all alone. I can't break the chains, they're holding me tight. A king with no crown, I can't win this fight. Every day feels the same, every night feels cold. The dream I once had is now just a story told. So I light up the smoke, let the pain fade slow, but deep in my heart I know it's all for show. No kings, no crowns, just me and my dreams, chasing after something that'll never be what it seems. 420's the vibe, but it don't heal the scars. I'm still searching for peace under the stars. No kings, no power, just smoke in the air. Broken dreams in my heart, but I don't even care. Yeah. No kings, just broken dreams. And the smoke in the ring, 420. Let it go, let it burn slow. But I'll never forget. I'll never let it show.
Yeah. We thought we'd rise above it all, but the higher we went, the harder we fell. No kings, no crowns, but the pain's still there. 420 vibes, but it don't take us anywhere. Yeah. No crown on my head, but I still feel the weight. Chasing after freedom, but I'm stuck in this state. The smoke fills my lungs, but it don't ease the pain. Thought I'd be free, but I'm still feeling chained. I used to dream of a throne, a place to belong, but now I'm just lost, trying to stay strong. Every hit that I take, I feel a little less whole. No power, no glory, just a broken soul. They said I could rule, they said I could reign, but no one ever warned me about the endless strain. No kings in my life, just this empty space. Chasing after nothing, but still running this race. No kings, no crowns, just the weight on my chest. I'm lost in the smoke, trying to forget. Roll it, light it, but it don't make it right. 420 vibes, but I can't see the light. No kings, just me, stuck in the haze. Chasing freedom, but it's just a phase. A throne with no king, a heart full of pain. No kings, just broken dreams in the rain. I'm sitting in the dark, watching time slip away. The smoke in my lungs won't make the hurt decay. No crown on my head, no kingdom to claim. Just a heart full of sorrow and a mind full of shame. I thought I'd find peace, I thought I'd find grace, but all I found was a never-ending chase. No thrones to rule, no crown to wear, just me in the silence with no one to care. I used to think the smoke would set me free, but now it just feels like the chains are with me. No king, no power, just a dream that's broke. 420 ain't enough to fix what's been spoke. I used to look up, thought I'd touch the sky, but now I'm just falling, don't know how or why. The higher I went, the harder I fell. No kings, no crowns, just the pain I dwell. They said I was meant for more, said I was strong, but now I'm just here where I don't belong. The world keeps turning, but I'm stuck in place. No kings, no crowns, just a lost race. The smoke fills my lungs, but it don't fill the void. The freedom I chase just feels like a decoy. No throne to sit on, no crown to claim. Just me in the dark, calling out a name. I used to have dreams, I used to have hope, but now it's just me with no way to cope. No kings, no glory, just the ashes I breathe. 420 ain't enough to make me believe. I used to run fast, but now I'm just tired, chasing after something that I never admired. No kingdom to call mine, no throne to claim, just a soul full drifting in the haze where the world fades away. No kings, no thrones, just the price I paid. The dreams that I had, now they feel so far. Chasing after a crown, but I've lost who we are. No hope in the smoke, just the ashes I see. A king with no throne, just searching to be free. But the more I try, the more I fall. No kings, no crown, just a broken call. So I light it up, let the smoke rise high. But the more I breathe, the more I wanna cry. No kings, no crowns, just the pain in my chest. 420 vibes, but I'm never at rest. Yeah. No crown, no glory, just me and my soul. Chasing after freedom, but I'm still not whole. 420, let it burn slow, let it all go. No kings, just broken dreams. That's all I know. Yeah, I've been fighting for peace all my life. No crown, no throne, but I'm searching for light. 420 in my soul, let the smoke rise slow. A king with no crown, but my mind's gonna grow. Peace without a throne, yeah, that's what I know. No kings, no crowns, but I'm feeling this fire. Chasing after peace, lifting myself higher. The weight of the world, but I'm ready to fight. I'm riding through the storm, chasing after the light. They tell me that I need a throne to be free, but I'm already flying, just wait and you'll see. No power, no crown, just a peace in my soul. I'm taking back the control, let the story unfold. Every hit that I take, it's a moment of peace. No more pain, no more change, just a sweet release. I don't need a kingdom, I don't need a crown. I'm a king in my heart and I won't back down. The world can be heavy, but I'm floating on air. No chains, no rulers, just the smoke we share. 420 in my veins, let the fire burn slow. I'm not looking for a throne, just a place to grow. No kings, no crowns, just the peace I seek. In the smoke I rise, feeling strong, feeling meek. Roll it, light it, let the world fade away. I'm finding my peace one hit at a time today. No kings, no thrones, just a calm in my mind. I'm searching for peace, leaving chaos behind. A throne with no king, but a heart full of grace. Peace without a throne in this endless space. I've been chasing peace, I've been running from fear. No crowns to be found, but the answer's right here. I'm not looking for power, I'm not looking for gold. I just want peace, that's a story untold. I used to be lost, but now I'm found. In the smoke, in the haze, I don't need to wear a crown. Let the world keep turning, let the world keep its lines. I'm reaching for peace, and it's right in my eyes. Every breath I take, it's a step toward the light. I'm done with the struggle, I'm done with the fight. The crown is a weight, but peace sets me free. I'm not a king, but I'm all that I need to be. No power to claim, no throne to sit on, just peace in my heart, in the smoke from the dawn. 420, let it burn, let the soul come alive. In the stillness of peace, we finally arrived. They said I need a crown to feel complete, but I'm already whole and I'm feeling this beat. No chains, no titles, no power to take, just peace in my soul. No more hearts that break. I'm letting go with the fear, letting go with the pain, finding peace in the smoke, letting go with the chains. I'm not searching for a throne, I'm not searching for fame, I'm searching for peace, that's the only thing I claim. The world's loud, the world's cold, but I'm keeping it steady. I used to look for power, but now I'm just ready, ready for peace, ready to rise. No throne, no crown, just a calm in my eyes. They can keep their kingdoms, they can keep that gold. I'm fine with the smoke, it's all that I hold. I don't need a throne, I don't need a crown, just a peace in my heart, I'm holding it down. 420's the vibe, but the peace is the truth. I'm searching for stillness, I'm searching for proof. No say we need power, they say we need fame, but I found that peace is more than a name. No crown on my head, no throne to behold, just a peaceful heart and a soul that's bold. I don't need a title to know that I'm free. I'm a king in my heart, and I'm just trying to be. No more struggles, no more pain, just peace in the air and no more chains. So I'll roll it, light it, and let the peace flow. No throne, no crown, just the love I know. Full of thought in my soul, but peace in my mind. No kings, no crowns, just peace we find. Peace without a throne, it's the life we choose. No need for power when you got nothing to lose. 420, let it burn, but the peace is real. In the calm of the smoke, that's where we heal. If we had a king, he would lead with grace, not by power, but by the soul we embrace. 420 in my veins, let the smoke rise slow. But if we had a king, he let the people grow. Let's paint a picture of what could be if we had a king who set us free. If we had a king, he would stand for peace. Not for war, not for power, but for sweet release. He listened to the people, every voice, every sound. A king who lifts us up, never pulls us down. He ruled with love, not fear in his heart. A king who knows it's the people who start. He break every chain, let the broken hearts heal. If we had a king, he'd make every wound real. He wouldn't wear gold, he'd wear the people's pain. Feel every tear, let the struggle sustain. A king of the people, not of a throne. If we had a king, he wouldn't rule alone. If we had a king, he would set us free. Free from the lies, the hate, the misery. Roll it, light it, feel the peace we seek. If we had a king, he would make us unique. No chains, no crowns, just love in the air. A king who shows us life is fair. If we had a king, he would help us rise. No rulers in the sky, just truth in our eyes. We had a king, he would fight for the weak, not with swords, but with words that speak. He bring the light to the darkest days, turn the broken past into new ways. He wouldn't hide behind a wall of gold. He walked with the people, brave and bold. If we had a king, he'd lift the poor, give them the peace they've been searching for. He'd free the prisoners, no more chains to bind. He'd see the truth in every heart and mind. A king who brings justice, a king who's kind. If we had a king, he'd leave no one behind. If we had a king, he'd make the world right. With every breath, he'd take away the fight. He wouldn't rule with fear, he'd rule with heart. If we had a king, he'd play his part. He wouldn't take, he would always give. Teach us how to love, how to truly live. No lies, no pain, just freedom to see. If we had a king, we would finally be free. But here's the truth that we can't deny. We're searching for a king, but we don't know why. The throne's been empty for far too long. We keep looking for a savior in the wrong song. If we had a king, he'd lead with love, but we stuck in a world that's so far above. The power's corrupt, the throne's full of greed. If we had a king, he'd meet every need. But what if we stop and looked inside? What if the king we seek is the one we had? We don't need a crown to make us strong. If we had a king, it's been us all along. If we had a king, he would set us free. Free from the lies, the hate, the misery. Roll it, light it, feel the peace we see. If we had a king, he would make us unique. No chains, no crowns, just love in the air. A king who shows us life is fair. If we had a king, he would help us rise. No rulers in the sky, just truth in our eyes. If we had a king, he'd make the world right. Not through power, but through love's light. He wouldn't take, but he'd always give. If we had a king, that's how we live. The throne's not a place, it's a state of mind. He show us love, make the world new. But maybe the king we're looking for is the king we've been forevermore. 420, let it rise, let it all unfold. If we had a king, we'd break every mold. No crowns, no thrones, just the love we sow. If we had a king, we'd already know. Yeah. You know. You know. If we had a king, he'd change the game. No lies, no chains. Just the truth, the peace, and the flame. 420 vibes, let it rise. If we had a king, he would heal the broken. Give a voice to the silent, no words unspoken. He would stand tall, but never above. A king of compassion, a king of love. No crown on his head, but the light in his soul. He'd rise for the people to make them whole. He'd tear down the walls and build up the streets. A king who listens, a king who meets. If we had a king, I'd open the doors. Get a poor chance, even the scores. No greed in his heart, just the need to give. If he had a king, he'd teach us to live. He wouldn't sit on a throne, far away. He walked with the people, day by day. No power in his hands, just wisdom in his heart. If we had a king, we never fall apart. If we had a king, he would break the chains, set us free from the lies and the pain. 420 in the air, peace in the soul. If we had a king, we'd make us whole. No crown, no throne, just love in the fight. A king who brings justice and shines through the night. If we had a king, we'd rise above. No more hate, just unity and love. If we had a king, he would fight for peace. End the wars, make the suffering cease. He'd give us the power to take back our own. A king who's humble, never overthrown. He wouldn't build walls, he'd tear them down. He'd rise for the people, not for the crown. A king who knows that the fight's not for gold, but for the freedom that's worth more than it's sold. He'd end the hunger, give a poor a voice. If we had a king, we'd all have a choice. He wouldn't take lives, he'd protect the weak. A king with a heart that can never be bleak. No chains to bind us, no lies to control. He'd give us our freedom, give us our soul. If we had a king, he'd lead with truth. Not just for the old, but for the youth. If we had a king, he would know the way. Not with the crown, but with the heart he'd sway. He wouldn't rule with fear or hate. He'd lead with love, and we elevate. He'd break every chain, heal every scar. If we had a king, he'd raise the bar. A king for the people, not for himself. He'd lead us to freedom, put justice on the shelf. But here's the truth, and it's hard to admit. The world we live in, it don't fit. The kings we seek, they're hard to find. But what if the king's already in our mind? We wait for a savior, we wait for a throne. But the power's in us, we're not alone. We don't need a crown, we don't need a king. We just need love, that's the real thing. If we had a king, he would show us the way. But maybe the king is with us today. No thrones, no crowns, just the truth we keep. If we had a king, he'd make us complete. If we had a king, he would break the chains, set us free from the lies and the pain. 420 in the air, peace in the soul. If we had a king, we'd make us whole. No crown, no throne, just love in the fight. A king who brings justice and shines through the night. If we had a king, we'd rise
his heart and love in his sight. He'd take down the walls that keep us apart. If we had a king, he'd heal every heart. No need for a crown, no need for a name. If we had a king, we play a new game. A king of the people, a king of the soul. He would help us all, make us whole. So let's rise together, let's break these chains. We don't need a king to make the world change. 420 in the air, peace in our hearts. We'll be the kings, we'll play our parts. No crowns, no thrones, just love in the air. We'll create the kingdom, we'll show that we care. If we had a king, he'd show us the way. But maybe the king's here, and he's here to stay.
If we had a king, here's what he'd do. Not with power, not with gold, but with truth. 420 in the air, let the smoke rise. If we had a king, he'd open our eyes. If we had a king, he would heal the pain. No more tears, no more rain. He'd bring peace to the broken, make the people whole. A king with a heart, a king with a soul. He would open the doors for the ones who are lost. Give them a place, no matter the cost. He'd lift up the weak, give the poor a chance. If we had a king, he'd break every dance. He wouldn't sit high, he'd walk through the streets. Talk to the people, listen to their beats. He'd fight for the voiceless, the ones who can't speak. If we had a king, he'd make them all unique. No gold, no jewels, just a crown of care. If we had a king, he'd be always there. He'd fight for the hungry, for the ones who bleed. A king who understands, a king who leads. If we had a king, he would heal the land with love in his heart and a steady hand. 420 in the air, let the peace begin. If we had a king, we'd all rise again. A king for the people, a king for the truth. He would bring light, he would bring proof. If we had a king, he'd fight for the weak. No more silence, no more will we seek. If we had a king, he'd end the fight. No more struggle, no more night. He'd open the gates to the land of the free. Give the people their voice, let them all be. He wouldn't take more, he'd give what's due. He'd lift up the people, give them the view. A king who knows that power's for all. If we had a king, no one would fall. He'd bring peace to the nations, calm to the streets. Make the world a better place with no defeat. A king of justice, a king of grace. If we had a king, we find our place. He'd fight for the kids, the future, the youth. Give them a world that's real, that's the truth. If we had a king, he'd make things right. Guide us through the darkness into the light. If we had a king, he would end the war, bring us together forevermore. He would bring hope, he would bring change. A king will make the world rearrange. He'd end the hate, bring love to the land. Give the people their voice, let them take a stand. If we had a king, he'd take the time to heal the wounds, to make them climb. If we had a king, he would open the door for the ones who have nothing, for the ones who want more. He'd bring the people together, unite them as one. A king who knows that the battle's never won alone. He'd break the chains, set the captives free. No more division, just unity. He'd show us the way with wisdom in his eyes. If we had a king, he'd reach for the skies. No fear in his heart, no hate in his soul, just love for the people. That's his goal. He would give, not take, show us what's true. A king who cares, who sees through and through. If we had a king, he'd stand for peace, bring an end to the war, let the hatred cease. He'd rule with kindness, with justice in mind. If we had a king, we'd leave no one behind. If we had a king, he would heal the land with love in his heart and a steady hand. 40 in the air, let the peace begin. If we had a king, we'd all rise again. A king for the people, a king for the truth. He would bring light, he would bring proof. If we had a king, he'd fight for the weak. No more silence, no more we seek. If we had a king, he'd show us the way, bring us together every single day. He would fight for justice, he'd fight for peace. If we had a king, the battles would cease. He'd listen to the cries of the voiceless and poor. He'd open the doors, give them much more. No king on a throne, just love in his chest. If we had a king, we'd all be blessed. If we had a king, we know what it means to live without fear, to follow our dreams. 420 in the air, let the peace begin. If we had